Now, Leslie has been in the news a lot this week, and a little village on the outskirts called Furness, because that is where the Stradley Park Hotel and Spa is. And goodness me, there have been some very big local protests about this great hotel, very well known to the people of Llanelli. 95 people employed at it. Well, there were 95 people, but they've all now been fired, because this is now to become a migrant hotel. Roadblocks have been put in place, the council have got involved, and it seems that maybe the protesters are beginning to win. Last night, large numbers of people turned up to protest. At the moment, perhaps they may even be winning. I don't know. I'm joined by Robert Lloyd from the Furness Action Committee, and that's the protest group around Llanelli. It was a very big turnout last night, but there were one or two people detained by the police, I understand.
Last night, no. In fact, there were incidents there on Sunday night when there were 4 arrests. But to be fair to everybody there, they've been really well behaved and very civil and very respectful of all activity there. There's a large presence at the hotel tonight again, about 100 people. Oddly enough, we've just seen a young couple from France turn up for what they thought was a romantic break in West Wales, and only to find, of course, the hotel is shut.
Yeah.
And it was closed last week, and it's a tragedy for the town of Llanelli and the village of Furness.
Yeah, I mean, 95 people, half of them full-time, half of them part-time, but, you know, that's a lot of people, isn't it? You know, whose money will be going into the local community. I also understand that, Robert, that it was a favourite place for sort of birthday teas, weddings, and all of that's gone too.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, everybody has had a life event at the Stradley Park Hotel in Llanelli, because you've either been there for weddings or birthday celebrations, Sunday lunches, or dinners or funeral wakes. So everybody has been connected to the place. And people in Llanelli and the wider West Wales community have supported this hotel down the years. It's a 4-star hotel which offers quality bedroom accommodation, and it's in a lovely spot. And it represents more than 50% of Llanelli's quality bedrooms for hospitality purposes. So what has happened is that we've lost that tourism potential and tourism capacity in one fell swoop, all for a totally balmy and bonkers plan to turn the place into a home for asylum seekers who are having their applications heard.
Yeah, and I understand, Robert, that the road leading to the hotel is a private road, which is why sort of concrete blocks have been put in place. It sounds almost like there's a siege there at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit like man in the barricades, in Les Miserables, but people are well behaved there. I mean, we've been working on this now for 7 weeks, basically, and it's a great example of a community in action, a community gathering together to challenge the sort of the dogma of the Home Office and what they're trying to do here. The Home Office is trying to steamroll something through, and we're the little guys fighting against it. We've had 5 boulders which have appeared at the entrance. That appeared early on in the protest, and we've nicknamed the Rolling Stones, actually. And but what we've also had is gates that have been set up primarily to protect privately owned land at the entrance of the hotel, because this is the one thing which we've discovered, that the Home Office and Clear Springs Ready Homes, who will be operating this site, and the owners of the hotel, Sterling Woodrow, they fail to realise that the big flaw in this plan is they don't actually own the land which leads from the car park entrance to the main road and lets people out. So, quite reasonably, we've taken that. Local landowners are protecting their rights. Also, what we've done to protesters, we're manning the rear entrance to the hotel 24 hours. The side entrance, which has become the subject of what is called locally hedge gate, because there's a gap in the hedge where they've been using to transport materials through security guards and Clear Springs Ready Homes and so on. So effectively, there is a blockade of the site. Now, security people and Clear Springs staff left there peacefully last night. They opened the gates. The protesters opened the gates to let them out, and they departed quite peacefully. And frankly, we hope we never see them again. The reality
it sounds to me, Robert Lloyd, It sounds to me like you've got your tail wagging a bit. It sounds to me like you think you can win this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, last night losing the security staff and so on, it was a partial victory. We know that we're up against it. We're 0-1 down in the game, so to speak. We always were from the start because the Home Office, Clear Springs and Sterling Woodrow had entered into this deal. So once they'd entered into that deal, we were always going to be 1-0 behind. Now we've recovered a little bit. We're sort of into the second half of the game, and it's going to get really interesting. We've had one hearing in the High Court. We hope to get another hearing in the High Court in October. But between then and now, we're obviously hoping to stop this place being used for asylum seekers. I have to say it's a great example of a community coming together and a community campaign working. This is people power in action.
I have to say it's a fascinating case. Robert, thank you for joining us tonight here on GB News.